Hello, it's Sally here at Betty B. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be working on my Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, volume 5, wearables, this month's challenges. Now, when I heard about wearables, I thought, oh no, what am I going to do? I hadn't a clue what I'm going to do. So I had a bit of a Google and a bit of a look on Pinterest and whatnot. So I have decided to make a bracelet. So this is what I've made. I've made one already just so that I could see how it worked. So I wasn't fumbling around too much when I videoed it. So it's an embroidered bracelet with a hair bobble joined on, so it's got a little bit of elasticity so you can get it on. There were lots of different types of fastenings that you could have used. If you look on Pinterest, there's loads and loads on there, but I thought this one would be the simplest, so I thought I'd have a go and see how I got on, and I'm quite pleased with how that's worked out. So I'm going to show you how I made it. So first of all, I took for my base, I took a piece of felt just as a stabilizer. I'm sure it's the same size. I might have to just trim it down a little bit. I can't remember what I did. Right, so it's about that. So I've trimmed it down to about 8 inches, but it is actually 9.5 inches to start with. So that's, what's that, 24 centimetres, but it's going to be around about 20 centimetres when I finish with it, but just to give me a little bit of leeway. Oh no, because I've got to fold it over, that's why. Right, so yes, it's got to be folded over to go around the, I know there was a reason why I made it longer, to go around the little hair bobbles. Now these hair bobbles, they're quite tiny. They're in the UK, they're from Primark, and they cost £1, and you get probably, I don't know, about 40, 50 in a pack. You get loads in a pack. I've just took a little handful, and then my daughter's had the rest of them for her hair. So, but at the moment they only come in neutrals, but I know that they do colours as well throughout the year. Maybe in the summer they do brighter ones, I'm not sure. I wanted some brighter ones, but I couldn't get any. So they're kind of like the neutrals that you get. So it's going to be one of those two, I think, that I'm going to use. Probably that one for this project. I think I used the golden, yeah, the golden one for that one. But I'm going to use the lighter one for this project, because I've done brights on this piece. So I've used some really, these are the colours that let me just pop that there. I don't know whether you can see it or not. It's going to pop up. Perhaps if I do it like that. No, it's still springing up. Okay, so what I did was I used really bright, I just picked out some random bright colours to do. They clash, but I thought, because it's only a small little bit, I thought that they'd look good, and they do. I'm really pleased with how it's looking, how it's turned out. So that was this one. The next one I'm going to do is going to be a little bit more muted. So they're my brights. I'm going to stay with that lilac-y colour because I like that, and it's not that bright anyway. Oops. And then my other colours I'm bringing in are like a peachy orange, a lighter blue, a pink. I've got a turquoise, and I've got that green as well. So although they're still bright, they're not quite as bright as this one. I just thought it'll look nice. I might even do another one with pastels. I'm not sure. We'll see how much time I've got and whatnot. So they're the colours that I'm going to do. And then, as I say, I started with a strip, which okay, so there you go. That's kind of like the measurements for the strip, and it's about half. What is it? It's just over ½ inch, about 14 centimetres, something like that. I wouldn't go any thinner than this, because you have to be quite delicate and cramp, push all your stitches in together. I'm quite a big stitcher, so I find it difficult to do small stitches sometimes. So I wouldn't go any thinner than this, but obviously you could always go thicker if you wanted a thicker one. So with that, I've got a piece of ribbon. That's going to be my backing. So here you can see the ribbon that I've got. That's the same ribbon, but in a pink. And that's my backing. So that's my backing ribbon, which is plenty big enough as well. And then to actually sew on, I'm using a piece of like sari silk. So I've got some here. I've got a few different colours here, but I kind of like this cream one, just creamy white one, just because it will contrast. If you're wearing them together, it will contrast with that one, whereas that one probably just, I think actually that one is that. Yeah, that's the pink one that I've already used, so I'm not going to use that, but I have got like a goldish coloured one, but that's, I think that's a little bit too thin, because what you want to do is when you've got your felt, and when you, let me just try and straighten it out a little bit. I haven't ironed them, I didn't iron the other one either. What happens is it gets tucked over, and then the backing will go on. But this is actually wider than the pink one, so this one I might find this one a little bit easier, because I did struggle with the pink one because it was quite narrow. When I say narrow, I mean it was like that, but when you sew on, it does kind of reduce in size a little bit when you're sewing on it. So let's get rid of those, because I'm going to use this creamy coloured one, white one, and I'm going to just cut it, just making sure. Okay, I'm going to cut it to the size of my felt. Okay, get rid of that bit. And then first of all, I'm going to centralise my felt, and I'm just going to pin it on to start with. I've got these little pins, little sharp pins, so just kind of putting it in the centre. And pinning it on. I think I just need to move that up actually, it's not quite. Try and get it central. You could always iron. It might be easier to iron the sari silk, just to make it a little bit easier. But I won't. It'll be fine once it's pinned down. And just one more, I think. Okay, something like that. I can always move them once I start stitching. They'll probably need adjusting anyway. So that's that for now. Right, so I think I've gone through the basics of what we need and how we're going to, the idea of constructing it. So I'm going to start on my threads. So these are just DMC anchor. I don't know, it might be. Oh, what's that one? Yeah, that's an anchor. The 6-stranded embroidery floss. So I don't know what colours these are, because these are years old. I've had them for years and years. So oh, this one just come off there. I'm going to use 2 strands to do all of my stitches. And I'm going to start in the middle. Just grab a needle. Right, so I'm going to start in the centre-ish of my bracelet, just because I'm going to work both ways, just so that I don't get any puckering, and it will kind of lie quite straight. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to start with a heart, which was my first motif that I did on the other one. So you can draw it out, but I'm just going to do it freehand, and I'm going to start in the middle of the heart. It's going to be kind of like that length, and then just do straight lines. Kind of build up my heart. It's just a satin stitch that that I'm using. Oops, that's not right. That's about right. I think I'll just do one more this side and then I'll start on the other side. Ooh, that's a bit squeaky. I think I've got a worn out needle. It's a bit squeaky. I think the shine's come off it. Probably need to get a new one. And one more. That's it. I'm going to start on this side. Gone quiet. I'm concentrating again. Keep doing that, right? Forgetting what I'm doing. Oh dear. Forgetting that I'm recording and you're listening to me. But there, that's kind of heart shape. Probably do with a little bit of tweaking, but it doesn't matter it being a little bit irregular. It's fine. I'm quite happy with that. So that's the first bit. Okay, now while I've still got a little bit of thread left, I'm just going to do a couple of other stitches just a little bit further along. So I'm going to just take this pin out and just kind of slide my fabric across just to make it, can you see how it's puckering a little bit? As I go down, that will need straightening out. But what I'm going to do here is just randomly, I'm going to do, I was watching Jude Hill the other night, and she was doing, not French knots, but she calls them thread beads. So they're her kind of equivalent of a French knot, but obviously they're a little bit more sturdy. So all it is just a collection of little stitches, satin stitches, all bundled together to make this little bead, as she calls it, or if it's white then it's a pearl. And they just look so nice. And I thought with this being a bracelet, and you know, I need something a little bit more hardware in them, because sometimes French knots can come a little bit untangled. So I thought I would have a go at the little thread beads, and I'm hooked. I love them. So all it is just a collection of little stitches placed on top of each other, kind of just randomly. You don't have to, you can go in different ways. In fact, if you go in different ways, it kind of it gives it a little bit of height and a little bit of texture. So you can, I'm going to do just a couple more, I think. There, just one more, because that's squeaking. All right, let's see. Yeah, so you've got that little, rather than French knots, if you look on here, I've done them on here. I've just done them randomly. Just pull that up a little bit. Can you see them there? And they just look, they feel so lovely. Got a little bit of texture, but obviously they're not going to come undone like French knots do. So I've done them throughout. So that's what I'm going to do with this one as well. So just to use a little bit of the end of this thread, I thought I'd just do one there, and then I'll come back and do others in different colours and whatnot. So that's my heart, and then I'm going to use a different colour to go around my heart. Like I have done here. I'm going to use the same kind of motifs that I've done on this one. There's hearts. There's not that many things. There's some leaves here that I've done. I think that's using, I think it's called fern stitch. And then I've done little daisies, another heart, another daisy, and then just little thread beads in between, and little tiny seed stitches as well, and a little bit of running stitch. But I suppose you can do anything, can't you, really? You could even do words. There's some, if you look on Pinterest, there's some with words, little sayings. They're quite nice as well. We could do it just your initial. So I'm just going to do running stitch all the way around my heart. When you're holding this, I don't know whether it shows through on the camera, but I can actually see through this silk, and I can see where the edge of my felt is. So I can kind of see where I can stitch and where I can't stitch, or you know, if I stray too far over to one side. But you could always pin it down before you start stitching, actually, because it's going to be backed, so it doesn't matter if the stitches come through on that side or not. What have I done there? What's that? How are you all today anyway? I haven't asked yet. I hope you're all well and you're finding time to stitch. I've been, feels like I've been doing loads of projects this week, just, you know, in between my job and my work and my housework and parents' evening and what else was there? I can't remember what else there was, something else as well, I can't remember, and whatnot. Trying to stitch as much as I can. It's always nice to have a little project on the go, and so that you can just pick it up and do a couple of minutes whenever you've got time. There, so I've gone all the way round in a little running stitch. And then what I did with this one, I did kind of like almost like a halo-y type effect around it, like beams coming off it. So that's what I'm going to do here. Again, it's just a straight stitch, like a satiny stitch, just straight stitch. I think it is, nothing special. Just like you do if you were drawing a sun, a basic sunshine rays. Again, they don't have to be terribly straight or accurate or the same length. I think it looks nice when they're not all the same length, actually. I don't know, it just it's just the effect that I like. Right, I can see I'm coming to the edge of the felt here, so I'm just going to make my stitches a little bit tinier. Then I get a little bit, that's it. you can actually, I suppose, you get a little bit of paper and draw out your design if you weren't sure what to do. You could kind of like get a little strip of paper and draw out your design just to see what you can fit on there. When I kind of draw out designs, I always find that my drawing is sometimes smaller than what my stitching is, so I struggle sometimes to draw a design and then transfer that onto my fabric, because my stitches are usually either smaller or bigger than what my design is. So I prefer to kind of have something in my mind. I can just feel it. I'm going off the edge of the felt here. I'm just going to go up here a little bit. I prefer to have a design in my mind for something like this, which is quite loose and you know, you haven't got to be that precise. I prefer to just do it how I feel. Yes, so there, that's my heart with my little sunshine rays around it, my heart emanating love out. So I'll finish that off there. My smaller scissors are very easy to work with. And then while I've still got this threaded, I'm just going to do some more thread beads. So alongside this one, I just randomly just do some more. So I'm trying to work in one place because I don't want my fabric getting too, I don't know what the word is, right. Puckered up maybe, I don't know. I want it to lie flat on my felt, and if I move too far away from the centre, then I think that's what will happen. So as I'm stitching, I'm kind of smoothing it out. Okay, so there's one. Let's do another one down here. So I can't tell you how many stitches I use because they're all random really. It's just, you can kind of get a feel for it when you've kind of built up enough stitches. And you can do tiny ones. That's lovely, and I'll just have one down here. I might go the other way as well, the other side of the heart. Yep, that's lovely. Oh, I don't know what I've done there. Made a right mess of my thread. Never mind. It's all going to get covered up. It doesn't matter too much. So, just go this side and do a few. Ow! That's going to be in my way that way. Okay. Oops. It's my usual weather update. It's a cloudy day today here in the East Midlands of England, but it's not too cold. and it does look like the sun's trying to come out actually. We've had so much rain just recently. I actually tried to go and see my mum yesterday, and I couldn't get out of the village. Both roads were blocked, and there had been an accident on the motorway, so I had to turn round. Well, I know I wasn't going on the motorway because it was shut, and the both roads, the other two roads out, were all flooded, so I had to turn around and just come home. So I got to see my mum. But hopefully the water's going to dry up and going to clear away. We had a little bit of sleet the other day as well. It did threaten snow, but it never came. We just got a bit of sleet, that was it. But the garden's still blooming. It's and the birds' song is starting to, I heard birds' song this morning, that was nice. It always feels a little bit more spring-like when you hear the birds tweeting. Although I can't see many at the moment. I saw a couple of pigeons earlier on, but that's about it. The house sparrows are, I don't know where they are. They were around the other day, but they're not now. But I think I need to go and sort out the bird feeder. It looks a bit empty. That will always entice them to the garden if we, ouch, if the bird feeder's nice and full. Oops. Okay, so that's that. I'll just leave that to one side now, and we're going to change colours. Actually, I do need a yellow because I want to do some more of the, I'm going to just grab a lemony yellow. Let me just go and grab my threads and just choose a lighter yellow. Oops, sorry. Nowadays, yeah, that one will be fine. Not quite as garish as the other one. So I want to do some daisies again. Ooh, what's going on here? I think that one's been used already, so I'll have that one first. Yep. Right, here we go. So we'll do a little daisy flower. So that all starts off, I think we'll go down this way. I need to just take that out and just rearrange my pins a little bit. Rearrange my felt because I think it's sliding over to one side. Yeah, can you see how I've slid it over to one side for some reason? Try and get it out back on track. So it's not the easiest of fabric to work with, but it does look nice. Okay, let's try that. So here, I'm going to do a daisy. So I'm going to start off, I think I started off with a daisy, can you see, a little thread bead, and then just did little stitches around it. Nothing too fancy. It's really, everything's really just a collection of basic stitches. In fact, everything is just this little straight stitch, isn't it? I haven't done any other. Oh, I have. I did a fern stitch for the leaves, which I'll do next after I've done the daisy. I'll show you how I did that. So again, just however many stitches you feel it needs. I'm not counting. So I'm not sure how many this is. I should think, is it about 6 or 7, 8? I'm not sure, but not too many. But just so that you can feel a little bubble. Okay, so that's the little centre of my daisy, and then you just have to choose what colour your daisy is going to be. Let me take that off. I could do with a couple of, I'll tell you what would be handy, because I'm using all these threads and kind of flitting to and from, it might be easier to thread up a couple of needles with different, you know, or with all different colours on them. So let's do this peachy colour, peachy orange colour. Okay, so again, I can see I've not done it. It's not very central, because I can see where I've gone, but it doesn't matter. So just starting near to the thread bead, and just, I do it in quarter it off first of all, quarter stitches, so north, south, east, west. And then you can, it just means your stitches kind of stay where you want them, and then they guide you to the rest of them. That makes sense. So then I can go half again into the middle of that one. Again, you don't have to be that even. It can be long and short. Doesn't matter. I mean, even that looks nice, just doing it like that, doesn't it? You don't need that many stitches to make it look good. I mean, that looks lovely. I quite like that, actually. And then what you could do is do little, I'm going to leave that one like that. So, and then I'm going to just do tiny little thread beads at the ends. So probably just, let's see what 2 stitches look like, kind of tiny, teeny tiny, there. Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? So just teeny tiny stitches. I think I did 2, didn't I? So it's kind of like a little tiny cross. I'm going across the other one, but really close. So it doesn't look like a cross at all. It just looks like a little bobble, yeah. So that's what I'm going to do with that one. That looks really nice. Kind of first stitch has disappeared. I might need to put another one on top of that one. Let's see how it looks. No, it's fine. So just 2 stitches on that way, and then one really, really close on top to make a little bubble or bead, as Jude Hill said. I'm getting quite close to the edge this side, so I'm going to have to be careful. It's just on the edge of the felt. You see, look, I'm really pushing it on this one. I wasn't very central. But never mind, it doesn't matter. And this one again, I'm going to be struggling to get it onto the felt. But as long as it's there, it'll be fine. Yeah, that is not on the felt. I'm just going to pull that tighter, yeah. Then we're back on. Or are we? I'm not sure. There. I like that very much. So what I'm going to do with a little bit more of my, because I've got quite a lot left of this, I'm just going to go and do a few more thread beads in this little section here. And you can just keep coming back to these. Oops. I'm doing a few more each time you've got a different colour thread. The colours go lovely together, don't they? I'm taking part in Annie Claxton's Arty Annie colour journal, colour inspiration journal, just exploring colours and colour colour theory it's called, and how you mix colours together, and you've got your colour wheel, and how the opposite colours always are complementary. So yeah, it's really interesting just to go into the technical aspect of it, and just see how it all comes together. So if you haven't already looked Annie up, she's a lovely lady, and have a look at her YouTube channel, and she's also got a Facebook page as well, and see what she's doing, because it's quite interesting. And you can also join my Facebook page if you want. It's Dotty Slow Stitching. If you haven't already joined, it would be great if you pop over there and show off what you're stitching, and if you're following along with any of the projects, it will be lovely to know as well. And even the projects that other people are doing, Annie's doing, and or the Roxy, like this one here, the Roxy project. There's vintage stitch treasures. I don't think I've got that right. Vintage stitch treasures. The calendar. I can't remember. I don't think that sounds right. I think I might be getting confused with their page. Anyway, so yeah, just whatever you're stitching, that will be lovely. If you want to go and share what you're doing. It's a lovely friendly group. So all right, one more. Yeah, better. Okay, so we'll finish off this colour for a moment, and just have a look. Keep looking at it, seeing how it's growing. Okay, so can you see how it's puckering up here? So I'll need to adjust that when I start going down there, but I'm going to just start going up here as well now, because I'm going to do another daisy, but I'm going to stick to the daisy that I was going to do in the first place. So we've got our yellow. You don't have to have a yellow centre, but I like a yellow centre for my daisies. So let's just make sure you get used. With this silk, you do get pin marks, but as you're sewing, they'll come out and you won't be able to see them. But just pop pin away. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to do another one. So somewhere there, we'll try and get it central this time. Oh, it is central. Oops, all tangled. So again, just a collection of little stitches. Ooh, squeaking through. And you just feel that, that's the right amount. That is the right amount there. Okay, so we'll have that one. And I want the lilac, I think, for this one. Have we used the lilac yet? No, I don't think we have. So this is on a skein. There we go. That's the end. I think I need to get my needle. Right, so now we'll stick to plan on this one. So again, I'm going north, south, east, west. I've gone through, took that with me. This is like the first bracelet that I made. This is going to be so we go into the middle of those ones. Like that. And that's where I stopped before. So what I'm going to do now is go into the center, the middle of all of those ones as well. So it's kind of is that about 16 petals, if you like, all together. And it just fills it out a little bit more. Again, you can go out long or short, but try and stick within the boundaries of the felt backing. Because anything that goes towards the edge, once it's turned over, where's that one that I did there? Can you see how that's going to? It's going to go like that, but I mean you can still see it, but it is going to be a little bit skew if look. That's how it's going to be, but I don't mind. I suppose it is better if you keep within the boundaries there. So that's the little daisy. Because I've got some thread left, I'm just going to go up here and just do a few more little thread beads. I mean, all these colours, they go lovely together, so it doesn't matter that you've got all the colours in one section. I'm not gonna. They're going to look nice, I think. I like them anyway. I was, when we had this challenge, I did think, what on earth am I going to make that I'd wear? I'm not really one for wearing embroidery, so I had a challenge, because I think I will wear these, and my daughter even liked, one of my daughters, I showed one of my daughters last night, and even she liked it. I suppose they're a bit of a take on like the friendship bracelets. Ouch. Right, let's just see where it needs another bead. Could do one there, somewhere there. Catching the stray threads coming through to the front. Will do for that one. Right, so let's just finish this one off. So that's the daisy, how you do the daisy, and I'm just going to show you how I do a leaf. So let's get the green going. This is a little bit, I had quite a bright green for that one, but I've gone a little bit paler for this. I'm not sure how this, I've bought this like this, it was a second-hand one, so I'm not sure what's happened to it. Doesn't help that I'm getting my own through it. Tangled, right, there's an end. Yeah, it's popping on a bobbin, I think. I have no more bobbins, and I don't know what to do. Do I buy more bobbins? I don't like buying more plastic. What are the bobbins? I've started to save my lollipop sticks, because I bought I think, was it from eBay? I think it was from eBay. I bought a load of threads, all different threads, just second-hand threads that someone was getting rid of, and they just came randomly. Some were tied in little skeins, and then others were just in little bundles and whatnot. So I'm sorting those out at the moment, but I don't know what to put them on. So any suggestions would be greatly received. I'm doing lollipop sticks, but these kind of things, what else do you put them on? I don't know. Right, so okay, leaves. Again, I did this freehand. So it was, I think it's called a fern stitch. I'm sure it is. If it's not, please let me know. It's kind of like that. You do a little stitch, and then you do two. And I apologise if I'm not doing this right, because I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but then you do one that side, and then you kind of go back up where that's the last bit, the end of your first stitch was, and pull it like that, and then go back down a tiny little way out, and then you go to the side of that. I'm sure it's fern stitch. Like that. And then I'm getting caught up. My excuse me, my fabric is fraying we go. And down again. Then up to that side. To that side. Through there. And down. It doesn't look like anything much at the moment. It looks a bit rubbish actually, but it will come together. Well, I'm hoping it will come together. It's like a collection of random stitches. Like that. Can you see? I don't know whether you can see or not. It is coming together, and you can kind of see the lines in the where I've stitched. So we'll put the side down at that side, and then you're coming up in the middle to catch the stitch. Like that. So I think that'll do. I'll do one more. Oh dear, what have I done? I've done something wrong there. What on earth have I done? Right, let's, before it... Oh no, it's coming. I don't know what happened there. Like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to do a little stalk, and I'm just going to do that a little bit longer than my others. There. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Sometimes you think things aren't going to turn out okay, but then they do. So there's a little leaf. How pretty. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this side. Again, I'm going to smooth it out because it is puckering a little bit. I'm just going to make sure it's centralised. It's not, doesn't look that central. It's wanting to go over to one side. Okay, so to use up this green, I'm going to do a couple more. Oh, that's probably what happened. I've gone and done something to that. I don't know what. That's, okay, it's all knotted that end. I don't know what's happened. Right, let's cut that off. There's no use wasting a whole load when it's just that little bit that's been knotted. So that's all okay. Right, let's try again. So I'm just going to show you, I think that's all my motifs done that I've got on this one. So I've got the, let me just check. So I've got the little thread beads. I've got the daisy. I've shown you how to sew, I'm going to sew around the daisy. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. I've done the heart, the thread beads again, daisy again, the little leaves. I'm going to do some more leaves as well in between. And then another heart. I'm going to do another heart as well. I fancy doing a heart there and a heart there as well. I might do 3 hearts, I'm not sure yet. So that's basically all the stitches. What Right, so let's do another leaf. So I'm going to start, that looks more like the sun than a flower. So I'm not going to connect it to that. I'm just going to do it a little bit further along. So I'm going to start about here and then do that little stitch. And then you do one either side and then back up where that stitch ended. It makes like a little V shape, and then you're going to go back down again. So let's try that again. Just have to persevere with it because it doesn't look like much at the moment, but it does end up looking like a leaf. Kind of. Oops, caught onto my pin. It's not looking it. Persevere with it, Sally, because it doesn't look like a leaf, and it didn't look like a leaf last time, but it does turn out like a leaf. So I'm going to just persevere with it. There we go, it's looking like a leaf a little bit more. Oh, that doesn't, I don't think that fell right. No, it didn't. There we go, it did there. Okay, I think one more. There we go. And then a little stem. Like that. I think I may do another leaf. How did I do them last time? I quite liked how they lay last time. So start another one here maybe and go this way instead. Oh, my husband's out in the garden doing gardening, and he's just moved one of the plant pots, and it's, oh, it's lovely. It's full of daffodils, and they're just coming out now. Oh, that looks lovely. It's a bright blue plant pot, like ceramic plant pot, with beautiful yellow daffodils. Oh, that's lovely. He's moved it. I don't know where he's moved it. He's just gonna put it down and then he's moved it. I can't see it anymore now. I bet he's putting it in front of the kitchen window so we can all see it. Just that way, wasn't it? Oh, how lovely. All the bulbs are coming up. There's something so cheery about yellow daffodils, isn't there? One of the first signs of spring is on its way, and the warmer weather, the sunshine. When I watched the Australian lady's videos, and I'm not sure whether it was Corinne or not, was saying that she's off to the beach or something like that, or I'm sure I heard someone say that we're off to the beach, and I thought, oh blimey, wouldn't that be lovely? So we're all in jumpers and woolies, our winter woolies at the moment, still trying to keep warm. when you see a pot of golden daffodils, then it's cheery. It means summer is on its, well, spring is on its way. Summer will soon be here. New and fresh. Right, I am quite pleased with that. I'm going to go there. And then I'm going to just sweep my stem around a little bit, like that. There, so they're kind of together, like that, and like that. So that's that one done. Right, what else did I say I would show you? Oh, I'm going to show you just what I did around my little daisy. What colour shall we use? Is there any? Oh, I've not used that blue yet. Shall I use a little bit of blue? Yeah, let's use a little blue. And then I think I've used all of the colours up, and then I'll just go back and use them for filling in. And I want another heart. At least I'm going to do one there, or I might do a flower there and another heart there. Oh, this is a bit thin. I think this is kind of cheap thread. That looks really, really thin. I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to see if it was just, yeah, because these are thicker. That's weird. Oh, that's strange, because they're all right. Okay. Okay, so I've just lost my knot. Here we go again. So I'm going to go round this. Because the leaf's there, I probably won't go, I'll leave the space where the leaf is. I'm just going to, like I did with the heart, it's just a running stitch all the way round. Like that. I'm getting tangled up. Okay. Because they're such small stitches, you can't really do a few at a time. You know how you can run your needle through when you're doing running stitch sometimes. It's best to stab these rather than run with it, because you get a little bit more, it's a little bit more precise, and because they're so small, I just think it's better to, for me it is anyway, it's better to do one stitch at a time. As I say, I'm not a small stitcher, I'm not dainty. I don't really do dainty. My stitches are not always the neatest, but I don't mind. I'm just going up to the edge of my felt. Very close to the edge of my felt. But I didn't want to do any thicker ones because I like them. I like the bracelets to look quite dainty, because you could stack them up. So that's why I've kept my my bracelet quite narrow. There, I'm just going to do one more. Just get another one in there. Okay, like so. Oh, doesn't that look lovely? So it's coming along. So I think I've shown you all the stitches there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that for today, and then I'm going to finish off the stitching, and then I'm going to, in my next video, I'll come back and show you how to assemble it. I'll just show you that. I really like the idea of that little band because it's so easy. You can just pull it on and pop it on, and then I'm actually going to I might do some little tassels as well to pop onto that. But that's horse daisy. But yeah, that's it for now. And then so I'll come back and show you how to actually assemble and decorate with beads and whatnot. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you like what I've made. I really like it. I think it's really sweet, and I'll definitely be wearing it in summer. So yeah, so thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Okay, take care. Bye bye.